Bangladesh, the most toxic country in the world. First video for today. For tonight.
The most polluted country in the world. It has the worst air quality globally. Breathing in these particles can reduce the life expectancy of its inhabitants by up to 7 years. Every day, 350...
7 years is huge. What's the life expectancy for Americans? Like the average American? Probably like the, 80s, maybe? I know it gets higher and higher, but I think we're in the 80s, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. But 7 years is a huge amount.
Tons of garbage are dumped into its rivers, and drinking the water is like consuming poison due to its high levels of chemicals and arsenic. The noise in the cities is so extreme that many people suffer from permanent hearing loss. The meat consumed here...
Oh! Bro.
All the metals that many people suffer from permanent hearing loss. The meat consumed here absorbs all the metals in the air, becoming a source of diseases for humans. What you're looking at...
This is where COVID came from, I'm certain. I'm very certain.
Right now was once a river. Today, we're going to witness the damage that humans can cause to the planet in the most toxic and polluted country on Earth.
This was a river? Yeah, nigga. Is that grass?
We are in Bangladesh, specifically in Dhaka, the most densely populated city on the planet.
That's
with
ridiculous.
areas.
This should like some dystopian Ready Player One as city or something. Oh no, Alita Battle Angel. That's what this shit looks like.
That can have up to
What is this brown shit? Is those clothes?
150,000 inhabitants in 1 square kilometer. I must say, I visited many polluted places around the world, such as India or Lahore, which is considered the most polluted city in Pakistan. But I
Niggas getting Resident Evil
have
food.
never seen
Ridiculous.
anything like this. Here, the entire country is contaminated. The most shocking part is that what is visible to the naked eye is not the most dangerous. The garbage is actually the least of the problems. The real crisis is the toxic chemicals in the water and the particles in the air. What's in the air? Breathing in the city, you can feel something dense entering through your nose.
This is
and
crazy.
It's the mixture of smoke, coal that's in the air from heavy metals, dust, and all the pollution. Here are the highest levels of air pollution in the world. They are 15 times worse than those recommended by the World Health Organization. It is estimated...
Damn, that nigga gotta wipe the dirt off his camera lens. He just took it out the bag too. That's how you know it's dirty.
Breathing for 1 day in this city is equivalent to smoking about 25 cigarettes. Places like these, there are no precise studies.
What the fuck? They just walking into traffic.
But it could be equivalent to
Yeah, nigga, y'all just
40 or 50
lined up.
cigarettes. Seriously, your nose starts to hurt from how dense the air is. I want to see if you yourselves can appreciate in the distance something that looks like mist, which can no longer be clearly seen at the very end. That is the smoke mixed with dust and everything that I'm talking about. That's what we are breathing right now. The particles in the air are 30 times finer than a human hair and are loaded with heavy metals such as arsenic, lead, mercury, cadmium, and more. The old, poorly maintained engines running in the city also contribute to the pollution, emitting hydrocarbons, black carbon, sulfur dioxide, and other pollutants. These particles penetrate the lungs and enter the bloodstream, causing respiratory, cardiovascular,
Let me guess,
and
cancer.
Cancer diseases.
Yep, it's always
Studies
cancer.
indicate that the inhabitants of Dhaka live on average 7 years less due to pollution. Brick factories are one of the main causes of air pollution in Dhaka. It is estimated that 7,000 brick factories across all of Bangladesh produce 23 billion bricks. And to prevent the authorities from interfering, it is said that they bribe them to avoid any type of regulation. As a result, these...
Okay, when does it get to the point where money out of the equation with these situations? Like if you can just bribe people and pay people off to just say, you know, leave me alone or whatever, let me do this. What if it's legitimately ending the world? Would you be able to pay for it to go away? Probably. You know what? I would not be surprised. That's ridiculous. We need to do something.
Kilns
This is sad.
wood, coal, and other fuels to produce bricks.
This is sad.
And as you can see, everything goes directly into the air without any type of filter. They are responsible for roughly 60% of the air pollution in Dhaka. This also affects the food people consume. Meat sold in open-air markets absorbs all the particles in the air. Vendors wash the meat with water contaminated with
That ain't water. That is not water. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, but that is not water. You cannot convince me that's water.
arsenic and other chemicals. Additionally, the lack of refrigeration encourages the growth of bacteria like salmonella, while flies deposit bacteria and parasites. The high temperatures make the meat spoil quickly, generating toxins. This leads to food poisoning and severe gastrointestinal infections in people. I have never seen anything like this in my life. The butcher shop is an entire meat market right next to the train tracks and in the middle of traffic, practically in the heart of the city.
Bro.
Unbelievable. Here is the butcher shop.
How many people live here? What does the wealth look like in this city? What do wealthy people look like? How do they live? Because this has to be like the poorest part of town.
Here is the market, and right
There's no
in
way
front
this
of
is
it
like
are the
everywhere.
metal bars that separate it from the train tracks. People on top of the train. And here is something I hadn't seen. There are people
Niggas
who
over here
don't move when the
oroforming.
train passes, who are working in the middle of the track. This can't be. Look, I can almost touch it. Once the train passes, everything goes back to normal, and those who can't get a space off the tracks, they are installed on the tracks. There are people on the train tracks doing business, and they don't even move when the train passes. One of the biggest problems that has occurred, it's the contamination of drinking water,
Bro.
not the river, the
That's
drinking
sad.
water, the piped water. It turns out that
I'm
in the
not crying, there is something in
1970s
my
and
eye.
80s,
Chill out.
they drilled hundreds of thousands
I
of
know I don't cry
wells
doing this shit.
to avoid surface contamination.
You would never ever catch me crying during any video or movie. I'm sorry, it's just not the type of guy I am. I will get emotionally sad, but you're not gonna see tears run down my eye. I'm sorry.
So, they dug wells and
Not gonna
realized
happen.
much later that approximately 20% of all the wells were contaminated with arsenic, a mineral that affects the nervous system, causes skin cancer, lung diseases, and so on.
Damn.
What was initially done with the intention
Is there a disease that does not kill us? What the fuck? Why can't there be a disease that give us superpowers? Why do y'all gotta be dangerous? Who's creating these diseases? Come on now.
of
Lock in.
improving people's quality of
Literally.
life ended up killing thousands. And it is said that even now, some few people have no option but to continue using these wells. This is considered the greatest mass poisoning of all time. The problem with the water is so severe that I'm finding that not even the local people drink water from the tap. Unlike in other countries where, when the water is contaminated, the body gets used to it and they can keep drinking. I'm told that very few people do, practically only the poorest. They are the ones who have to adapt to taking that poison, which the government takes from the water tap. They filter it, remove the arsenic, the chemicals, and sell it like this. This costs
No, bro, I don't care about any of that that BS. All that clean water, filtered. Niggas saying you can filter your pee and drink that motherfucker. Do I like a clown to you? What the fuck? I'm not drinking my filtered pee. What the fuck? That's disgusting. I don't care how filtered you think that water is. I'm not drinking that shit. I'm not finna drink that shit. I'm finna wake up mutated the next day. No. It's not gonna happen.
which is about 25 cents of a dollar, around 110 colognes. 18 liters that can even be found on the street. This is how people access better water. If one day you ever feel completely, really tangled up, stuck, not knowing how to get into the work, remember this man fixing it. The city's telephone lines. One of the main causes of the extreme pollution in this country is that it has one of the worst sewer systems in the world. Between 80 and 90% of all waste falls directly into the river without any treatment. And it is estimated that every day in the rivers of Dhaka, 350 tons of toxic waste. Here we are seeing all the sewage of the city fall, all the fecal waste, the feces, urine, and medical waste produced by 20 million inhabitants fall directly into the river without any treatment. And yet this is not the worst. Bangladesh is the second largest textile industry in the whole planet. Dhaka is a
Nigga,
giant
what is that?
textile-
Is that leather? Is that how leather is made?
Factory. And all the chemicals, surfactants, detergents, dyes, and metals they use like lead or chromium all go into the river without treatment. We are in what is supposed to be the cleanest area of all Dhaka, the modern
Cleanest?
part, where the rich people live, which is said to be a bit more satiated, and where the government cleans more because there are embassies and companies. And even so, see how we can find a park. And the most striking thing is that if we approach this pond, which is the largest in all of Southeast Asia, in the past, it was used for a king that lived here to bathe his elephants. We see how pipes coming from factories in the city fall here, releasing tubes that land here, and see the reactions that chemicals cause as they mix in the water. Bubbles are coming out of the pond. Maybe you, like me, wonder if there is garbage collection in this city, if the government does anything to clean the city. And yes, it exists.
Probably not.
We just saw those
shit.
responsible for collecting this, for cleaning the city. But it turns out that the culture, the habit
got
of
like 2
throwing trash on the
employees.
street is so ingrained in people here that it is impossible to clean it all up. This is just from today. This is only from what has happened today. And here, you can find, I saw a cow's leg. I saw meat that was just thrown out. So that spreads viruses and germs. And also, there are people living in these holes we see behind here. Just now, I saw people coming out who live next to one of the thousands or millions of landfills in the city. The smell emanating from them is unbearable. It makes you want to vomit just walking by here. We can see in very small businesses, like these little kiosks behind, that there is always trash in front from what people buy. Anyone who buys a bag of bread or some snack eats it and immediately throws it on the ground. It's part of the culture. All the trash that comes from these small shopping centers is simply thrown here in the ditch. People take it out of their place, so it doesn't bother them.
Here's the thing that I'm thinking. Are they not like just going about their day realizing and just staring at all this and just being like, damn, this shit is nasty. We gotta change. We gotta do something different. Why are they? Do they know how bad this is? Or do they just not care? Are they oblivious to this? I'm so confused. He's not asking them questions. He's got to ask them questions. I want to know what they think about it, not just what he thinks about it.
And just throw it in the ditch. It's normal to find the ditches completely covered in the city of so much garbage, but it's okay. Life goes on.
I always see motorcycles in these type of places. Why is motorcycle a very common way of travel? I mean, it's common everywhere, but like, damn, they have more cycles than they got cars. Shit.
As normal.
How much they cost over there? Like
alongside,
$2.
There are sales of fruits, food, and all kinds of products. It's okay. I can't believe that the most sensitive area, the one they should take the most care of, is the worst I've seen of. In fact, it is the largest garbage dump we have found in the city. The riverbank.
What
it doesn't
the
make
fuck?
sense what we are seeing here.
What the hell? This nigga is walking on pure trash. Y'all think this is dirt? No, nigga. That's a mountain of doo-doo. Trash. All of it. There was no mountain here, I bet you. I bet he's like standing 10 feet in the air. He's standing 10 feet in the air, bro.
Is what a canal in the middle of the city looks like.
Ugh.
In fact, they don't stop dumping more garbage. It's already just like a public dump. Everything you see here is trash, covering what was once a river. And we notice it because right at the very end, there is still a little water running towards the Buriganga River.
How?
The most important in
It's
Bangladesh.
seeping through?
The rivers are just like dumps. People come up and throw away whatever trash they have to dispose of. In these kinds of videos, I don't like to exaggerate. I like to tell you the reality of what I'm seeing. There are areas here in Bangladesh where not even a
Is this in India? I'm going to assume it's in India. He said Bangladesh. I don't know what that is. Bro. Literally, I be trying to defend India. Low-key. What the fuck? What the hell? This is crazy. I don't think I'm going to be going here anytime soon. I'm not going to lie. This is top 5. Probably not 5. Probably not 4. Probably not 3. Probably not even 2. top 5 worst places or last places I would ever go if I were to leave the country.
Can filter the amount of smoke and things in the air. And there are areas like this one where my eyes are watering. I can't even see well because of the number of particles in the air. This is one of the most affected by pollution in Bangladesh. What we are seeing is not a channel nor a pipe. This completely black water you see here
I'm surprised
is the
boats can get through
Buriganga
there.
River, the most important river in the whole country. He is already biologically dead. It is one of the most polluted in the entire planet. We are going to take a boat to navigate it. Even the traffic on the water is crazy. Look at this ferry leaving alongside us without any kind of control. This other one, and we are going to move it forward. I don't know if we are going to stop or not. This is one of the most important ports in the south of Asia. So there are hundreds of ferries that when they stop, they throw all their garbage into the river. They don't even care. We're putting it somewhere else. And also, I don't know if you can
Just
see
gonna
what
throw the trash in the river, nigga. What? The fish? Oh my god, the fish. There is no more fish. There is no more fish in that lake at all. I guarantee you're not gonna find one fish.
Because of the sun's reflection.
And if you do, it's gonna be a dead one from 20 years ago.
It's because the river
Decomposed.
is biologically dead. That means there is no life here, no fish. Many years ago, fishermen lived off the fish they caught here. But now, look
Not
at
no
this.
more.
It's all pollution. Maybe there are some microorganisms around, but nothing that could feed those who lived off the river.
Maybe
All
there's
the
some
fecal waste that reaches
microorganisms.
the pipes.
Bro,
the
maybe, just maybe, there might be a speck of life in here. But that's just a maybe.
sewers, or the city's large canals ends up here. Everything ends up falling here. Chemicals from all untreated factories. This is what they have left. We are discovering that there are people living on the boats. It is a means of work and the only space in the city they have to live. So they live their lives here, bathe in this water, which is the only one they have access to, and relieve themselves. All here in the river. In the city, apart from all the pollution we have seen, there is a type of pollution. What is invisible pollution? You might already
Watch this jackass walk in front of the camera.
It's pollution. Acoustics.
I can't
Noise
stand.
level.
Okay, off topic. I can't stand when niggas do that. If I'm taking a picture or recording something, you just gonna walk in front of me. You backhand your ass while you walking away. Don't do that. Don't. That's not what you do. You don't walk in front of my camera, nigga. That's disrespectful. Very disrespectful. You're going to get hit. I'm going to get violent. Don't do that. At all. That's a warning to niggas that do that.
Cause progressive and irreversible damage to the ears.
Violence.
And also keep people at high stress levels. And that can also make them react aggressively in everyday situations. For this reason, street ear cleaners exist. And they have a lot of work, partly because people think they have earwax, but actually they are hard of hearing. Something very curious and striking is that at first glance, it seems that it no longer affects them. It's like they've already adapted to the pollution. Very few people, like him, can be seen wearing masks, showing they care a bit. A little because of what happens. However, it is estimated that about 270,000 people die each year in Bangladesh due to pollution.
Damn!
And almost 50% are children, who are the most affected.
270,000 of these niggas, and they're not doing anything to stop it. You're telling me they're just living like, I guess I'll probably make it by the end of the year.
Truly spectacular on the Buriganga River.
You really hate the sound of
Despite the
honking?
conditions it's in,
Nah,
it's still
same.
beautiful.
Especially when I'm doing something like important that I need to focus and like lock in on. Like right now, if I was to stream and a bunch of cars would start honking and driving past and making all that loud noise, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. That I didn't know I had it before I started streaming.
See the sun set from a little
It's
boat,
terrible.
calmly sailing on the river. Tell me what you thought of this video. For me, very shocking. Never in my life had I seen the harm we are capable of doing to the planet. And I hope this video helps us. Oh my god, I hadn't noticed there was a ferry behind us. It almost hit us. I still haven't gotten used to the crazy life they live here. We're bumping into the one in front too. God. As I was saying, I hope this helps us.
I mean, but these people don't really have a choice though. They probably don't have the means or funds to, like, you know, leave and just do whatever they want. They're kind of stuck. I mean, where else would they go? Clearly, they look at the way they live. They don't have enough to, you know, live like how the rest of us live.
Appreciate and take even better care of our country. Our place, let's make sure this doesn't happen to us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, share it.
Yo, that's scary though. That might be us one day. If niggas don't lock in. See? Make sure you're putting your... If this video was anything, let it be a lesson. Make sure you're putting your trash where your trash belongs, alright? Don't dump it out on the street. I don't think I dumped anything out, like, just in the street in, like, years since I was, like, a child. I always put my trash up. I don't know why. It just feels wrong just to put it in the grass. That's fucked up. I don't want to kill the grass. Anyway, W video. Ari, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I react his videos like every once in a while. W video, bro.